coworker ran into a problem where he lost his phone, so he's using Google's Find Phone feature. And apparently you have to do that from, like, an account that you already, like, you're consistently logged into. So basically it was like, hi Google, I need to find my phone. And Google's like, yeah, where's your phone?
Yeah, it's like, get on your phone first to find your phone.
I lost it. We'll go find it first and then come back.
Anyways, it just told me it's encoding frames, so we are live. Welcome to Group B, Legends
now
Lost.
Stands for Beefus.
Yeah, Group B, who are all servants of Bethis Capotis.
Beefus.
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 I don't even want to
Everybody
tell
now,
you
of
guys
course,
what his
Beefus.
name is
Beefus.
based off
Beefus.
of, because like
Beefus.
once you guys hear his name and his story, you're just like, oh. But
Beefus.
yeah, Beefus. Beefus forever.
Beefus.
This is a throwback way far to Group 1 in the early campaign, but we did another set of campaigns before this, and there's this region that is basically like the Mediterranean Sea, where there's like just hundreds of cultures just smashed in this small space, and it's like the most culturally dense, rich area of the world called the Tide Gate. And one of the players from Group 1, Wesley, was just like, yeah, I'm just gonna call it Thunder Penis Bay. Yeah, that's what it is now. And for the entirety of Group 1 session, anytime somebody referred to Tide Gate, oh, Thunder Penis Bay. Yeah. So, that's the poor fate of Beefus now. We'll see him later, eventually, hopefully. Anyways.
Well, we meet him in Thunder Venus Bay. That's the real question.
Yeah.
Thunder Beefus Bay.
Venus Bay. Hashtag 2K18. Oh.
We have a whole party tonight, minus Jordan. So hopefully he'll watch this and catch up on whatever he missed. I'm going to recap quickly because just about everybody was here last session. Last session began with you guys leaving Old Reldian and making your way to Sky's Reach. On the road, Tristan scryed on a few people. Some people got some missives with some gold in them for winning the duels that they officially won. And when you got to Sky's Reach, you guys found out that the head of the academy was waiting for you, or the head of the university was waiting for you, along with Andis from the Silver Sigil. There we go. I had to pull out his sheet, and he had three guards with him and 3 other members of his faction, and he departed one of them into your guys' care as the Silver Sigil and the headmaster all seemed very interested in Capelri's accident and her abilities. From there, the party settled into the university for the day. Effie had to go off and be officially checked in, as is protocol with Terai. And when she returned to the party, you guys found out that she has 15 days she is allowed to stay within the borders of Ililnagai before she has to leave. 15 days, she has to either wither inside of Ililnagai or feed elsewhere. She is diplomatically protected from being murdered on site, though, so that is always pleasant. The other thing you guys found out is that there was an accident at the university while you guys were gone. A portion of the research ward blew up, and through the party's investigation and Hapelri's investigation, you guys found out that not only did that portion blow up, but somebody stole something from there. The thing that was stolen was a set of runes that were being researched. When you guys went to question the headmaster about the break-in, it turns out that he knew, and he was trying to make it look like not that big of a deal, as he was trying to contain the situation and solve it. From there, you guys went down to the vault and deposited your items. before you guys, or afterwards, you guys found out that the headmaster did not have as much of a grasp on the university as he hoped he have. And he seemed pretty desperate trying to pull together the strings of his job. Moving on from there, after your guys' main quest was complete, moving on to the next one, you guys decided it was time to put together a plan to find Winrona. And the party split up into several groups to search out for somebody to find a person for Tristan to kill to power the mirror before, or rather afterwards, you guys found out that Tristan had already powered the mirror, and Tristan yeah, took the liberty of spying on several people, one of those people being Winrona, and deciphering the information.
Winrona.
Yeah, deciphering the information Tristan gave you guys. It turns out there is a Shatterer that was thought dead, keeping her hostage somewhere. The party identified the person as Olivia the Lost. And Effie...
She doesn't look too tough.
Yeah. And Effie began freaking out, saying to herself, if Dila could not kill this person, how are we supposed to? And we are going to pick up there. I might have glanced over... Oh, yeah. Dralos joined the party. That was the other... I don't know if I mentioned that in the recap.
I don't think you did. I was just like, ah, yeah, I joined in too. Yeah, hello. I'm here.
Relevance! Alright, we are going to pick up there. You guys are... It is the evening of the 23rd of Priestess. You guys are outside the Windar ward. And I didn't write down the tavern that I put there, because that is in my notes on my computer. But yeah, you guys are outside of the Windar ward, planning and plotting, and currently Effie is freaking out on the floor, holding her head, mumbling to herself, and Hipelri is trying to calm her down.
But is she doing the dinosaur?
She hasn't gotten up off the floor yet. So.
You don't have to get up off the floor to do the dinosaur. You just have to open the door, get on the floor.
Well, touche.
Alright, JD's out. He's done. He renamed an NPC and he's making dance. He's done.
Good session, guys. See you next campaign.
Oops.
I promise I'll be a little bit less cantankerous lately, or moving forward. I will try to keep a cap on it.
That's part of your charm.
I've just been working out a lot lately, and like the endorphins have started to come in, so now I have all this energy, and my body doesn't know what to do with it.
I've been there.
And part of what it's doing with it is deciding that I need to eat everything I lay my eyes on.
I'm pretty sure that's just method acting for your character.
You may be right. I'll concede that point.
The lucky spell.
What about it?
That is
That's the name of the tavern.
Yeah, that's the tavern inside of the Windar ward. The
Really?
ones, yeah, you guys were. If
Are
you
there
got
any people playing card or playing gambling at all? Like maybe pulling out some dice?
Real quick, just for the purpose of my notes. So last time we left off, it was the 23rd of Priestess. Is today the 24th, or are we still on the 23rd?
It is the evening of the 23rd.
Okay.
You guys are not inside the tavern, by the way. You are outside of it in the courtyard. The group was making a plan. Turns out your plan doesn't matter because Tristan already powered the ward. And there is the Shatterer that Tristan saw in a vision. Hipelri is going to roll a charisma save or a persuasion check to try and calm down. Is going to roll a charisma check to try and calm down Effie, and she's going to say, "No. I've seen you guys defeating her. It's going to be fine. You're going to be fine. You'll find Dila."
Well, you know what she said about her scrying her future sight thing. We've got this. She's never wrong, statistically.
Do you want to roll me a deception check? Because Hipelri definitely lied too.
Well, is it a deception if I believe it? No, Tristan doesn't believe it. 1 second. Deception. I've got a 1 in deception. But
Hey!
got a 20 on the check.
Wow,
Hey!
solid.
Yeah, you guys are both going to beat Effie's insight, and she's going to stop freaking out for a moment and says, yes. All right, if we get there, we get there. We just need to find out how we get there.
Just out of morbid curiosity, what's in her portfolio of powers, just so we know what we're up against?
Effie
She's
is...
a shadow with undead, right?
You're talking about Olivia?
Yeah, that's what I thought, right?
Yeah, she is a Shatterer, and she is undead. She is the first, and Effie's gonna say, she is the first Terai, like one of the most powerful ones created. And it didn't help when she ran into an evil god in Galgan. They teamed up and brought the whole continent to their knees. After they destroyed that continent, they moved on to Cedal, and then the Ascended saved us.
No mention of exactly what her powers were, other than raising undead. Other than raising Terai.
Effie is going to shake her head and say, "No, I've never fought against her. She was dead before I was born."
Yes, I can assume that's why none of us have... Well, I can assume that's why no one in living memory knows of the sinking of continents.
She nods and says, "But in her portfolio, from what I've read, blight, famine, disease, when she appears someplace, the land dies."
Tristan screams internally. It's that third one from the bottom. Yeah. It's not going to be a good time for Tristan, guys.
Yeah, Hipelri is going to say, "What? No, you're fine. She uses magic. You guys study magic. You can just undo her magic stuff."
Tristan emits this noise.
I don't know if I believe that, but apparently I do.
That's perception.
Oh yeah, it's insight if you're.
Insight. My bad.
Yeah. Looking
There goes my
at
only good insight
Hipelri.
roll for the night.
Yeah, looking at Hipelri, she is saying anything to keep you guys like moralized and on track.
Do we know where she's at currently?
Tristan knows this. Tristan knows that fear is the mind killer.
Wise words.
Yeah. When
Or do we know how to find her?
when Alo asks if do we know where he is or where she is, Effie is going to look at Tristan and say, "So, where was she?"
You described the room to me last time, I think, but that was 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think you know where she is. You just know what the room looked
Yeah,
like.
I only know what the room looked like, and there weren't any. Sorry. Let me slip back into character. I'm this point in time, I wouldn't be able to tell you where she is. I was able to view the inside of the room. There were no indications as to where that room might be.
Nobody knows where she frequents, where she could be found?
Roman will interject. The only place this person's frequented, as far as I know, is history books. Specifically the ones where boogeymen
I believe we're
reside.
talking about Winrona, not Olivia.
I believe aren't we talking about Olivia?
Yeah, Olivia.
Um,
I would assume they're together or close by each other. That would be my estimation.
Yes, that is what the scrying revealed.
Well, she also has the rune, right?
Yeah.
Which room?
The looked like Ish. Am I mistaken, or?
Olivia did not have that rune. She had... Oh, wait, she had runes on her face. Tristan could not read them.
Correct, because they were Sunscript.
Yeah.
And as previously established, ain't nobody got time for that.
Yeah, it is a dead language inside a dead language. Spoken.
Hey, I speak it.
Yeah.
I'll read it. Not really a talking one.
A shiggy diggy.
Effie is going to look at Tristan and say, well, how many more charges does that thing have? Do you think we can look again?
I've used 2 today, have I not?
Yes. One fail. One you wanted to scry on somebody whose name you didn't know, and then the other one you used on, I believe, Lumigrax.
Yeah. I have 1 more charge of Shattertooth.
Effie's gonna put a hand on your shoulder and say, I know it's a lot to ask, but we have to look at least one more time. Maybe one of us can make out something that you couldn't.
Tristan will nod and say, she was able to dismiss the scrying prior to my releasing it, so it's likely that she may have taken countermeasures for scrying. However, the mirror does regain its power overnight, so I don't see why not. All right, with that
we
we'll
spray
go.
on Olivia.
Tristan glances at Roman and says, somehow I think that might be not a fantastic idea.
Well, if we're looking for her, that might bring her to us or help us find her.
He'll sit there for a moment before he says, yes, because right now, at this moment, is exactly when we want to take on someone who purportedly destroyed continents with deific-like power.
Yeah, those are rumors.
I don't know about you, but he'll glance around. Is there anybody nearby? Because he's about to start talking up his god, and he doesn't want to be all alone doing that.
It is just you guys occupying this courtyard right now. It is moving into dinner time, and most people would be in the Bailson sanctum.
Okay. Tristan says, I don't know about you, but I have great faith in the powers that be, even those that are supposedly no longer around. In my particular case, I believe that Galesung was one of the first to ascend to godhood, and one of the first to create an earth fire. And that makes me a little bit more inclined to believe that there are other things of near deific power. You and I, we are mere mortals.
Effie's going to nod and say, well, rather we track Olivia or we track Winrona. We just need a second look at them.
Let's go with Winrona. Again, I feel we should not attempt to use magic on beings of deific power.
I mean, if you say so.
I do say so.
If we're trying to find where they are, Olivia's the one that can move freely.
Very well. However, I warn you, if this somehow backfires, I'm going to hold you personally. I will come back from beyond and haunt you.
Effie is going to nod to Tristan and let me look at her spell book. She's gonna say, we should probably, you're right. If we cast this, we should probably go someplace that she can't scry back on us.
I
don't. Yeah, she's gonna shake her head and say, I don't know any wards that could prevent that, but there are places within the university we can cast this from where we'll be protected.
Lead the way.
All right. She is going to lead you guys into the Hero's Tower. This place, after you guys get through the bottom floor and start moving up the spiraling staircase, this place, as you pass through the floors, is hauntingly empty. Effie is going to lead you guys up 4 stories and to a room that looks completely barren. Like nothing has been here in maybe 100 years. As she opens the door, she's going to say, "This is Winrona's personal tower. The whole thing is warded, but this was the room she gave me. Said it'd always be home."
Just want to ask you real quick, Brandon, where would be the closest library, or maybe if there's like a really big, well-known library, what would that be in relation to what we've been saying?
The library is in the Calgarian ward.
Is that near us?
Yeah, you guys have been there. You were just there earlier today. So the circle it in black. The part of town you guys are in right now is that black circle. You guys are in just about the center of the university in a tower that extends out the middle.
Okay, just if we pass by it, or if we have like some downtime or something, I want Halo to go there and put in a request for some books on Olivia, on Winrona, the Shattering, just about anything relevant to facts and details of what I've heard about. I'll just pick them up later and read them, at the end of the evening or something like that.
Okay. Tristan cast Scrying?
Sure. Also, there's a crying baby in the background.
Okay. And you're casting it on Olivia, right?
Yes, although with great trepidation and after saying a quick prayer to Galesong to just be like, God, I may be coming to meet you soon. Take care of my kids and wife. Will. I feel I've been a faithful servant. It's kind of the least you could do. But here we go.
I just want to mention to him that, as far as I understand, scrying, you can only scry on somebody you're familiar with. So we know her, but she shouldn't know him. Not that I'm aware of.
Yes.
Tristan will retort again. being of near deific power. We have no idea what she can and can't do.
We should
Yeah, that's
probably
true.
we should probably also avoid using our names.
Definitely.
Yes, no names.
So the mirror is going to cast scrying, and just like before, it's not going to look like it's working at all. All that is on the mirror's surface is just this cloudy haze, and it seems to be traveling through this haze near constantly. Just as soon as it pierces through, another set of clouds rolls in behind whatever it's piercing through. This persists for maybe an entire minute before finally the scrying goes through, and very clearly, inspecting the sensor, you see a large face in the glowing green eyes of Olivia. As the picture solidifies, she is looking directly into the sensor, inspecting it. And as the whole party is sitting there watching, you can't see much beyond her. But she says, "Who are you? And how are you doing this? This shouldn't be possible."
I'd like to see if there's anything I recognize in the background at all.
Her face is taking up most of it. She steps back and starts casting another spell. You guys have 6 seconds to, give any perception checks, insights, or anything you want to do.
Can we all see?
Yeah, you guys are all crowded over Tristan right now. Like, if the mirror is at palm size, so the 8 of you are trying to basically look at Tristan's cell phone.
Nice. Tristan will say, "We are the hand of the supreme light."
Okay. The mirror does not transmit your sound, by the way.
Yeah, but it's worth a shot. I mean, if she can sense that we're watching her, maybe she can hear us. Once again, I would like to reiterate Tristan's point of, we have no idea what this character is capable of. For all we know, the mere act of looking at her with our scrying allows her to look at us.
Well, if we can, scare her out to have her come looking for us, I'm sure there's allies we can find that want to bring her down as well, so I wouldn't worry too much about our safety.
She dispels the sensor a second time, and for those checks, on a 12, she is in some type of and I'm just working my way up. She is in some type of ragtag constructed structure. She is in a building that seems man-made. Coming. Also, it is on a 15. Just out of the small cracks in the wall of the building that Urkus can make out, it is dark. So wherever she is, if she was on the other side of the world someplace, it would either be daylight, or she's in some place that is shrouded by darkness. Perhaps underground, a nation that is constantly dark, or she is in the same time zone as you guys. On a 20,
At a 17, is that?
Oh, the 17. Okay, I didn't know. Yeah, the 17. You're gonna notice the same on the 15.
Okay.
And then moving up from there, the 20. Derek, or I'm sorry, not Derek. Alo is going to notice there are several letters within the room, each bearing a elaborate seal on them, And what languages does Alo speak?
I speak a bunch. I speak Dorai, Firespawn, Matori, Shattered, and the Lilborn.
Okay. He recognizes the symbol on the letters. The seal is a seal of a Dorai marriage circle. He doesn't know which one, but it just looks familiar to him as, you know, when they're writing that, that's how it is marked.
Is that the only symbol I recognize, or do they all have that same symbol?
They all have the same symbol.
Okay, I mean, I guess my character would know what the marriage
Yeah.
symbol is.
If you search marriage on the wiki, all the marriage customs are laid out, but elves in this world are polyamorous. They make marriage circles. There is one high elf, and they will add different like Brenderai, wood elves, and lesser elves to their marriage circle. And a lot of the times these circles are pretty political, as they'll add people who have skills to them rather than, you know, just like, oh, I have love and affection for this. It's like, oh, you're the best person at this, you know, you're welcome to my circle now.
Gotcha. Now, would those like documents and symbols, would those be like presented to the newlyweds, or is that something kept like at a government office that's, you know, for official use only?
No, it's just it would be more like a family name.
So the people who are like recently wed would get that letter.
No. It would be like the Smiths send you this letter. Like, this is their Christmas card, and this is the moniker of, you know, the Smith family.
Oh, okay. It's like a signature almost.
Yes.
Okay, and I couldn't make out like the name on it or who's symbol.
Being an elf and seeing the same thing, would I be able to recognize that and speaking Elvish?
You would have been able to recognize it if you got high enough, but you would still be in the same category of not recognizing whose symbol it is.
Yeah. Gotta write down that symbol real quick.
Yes.
Okay,
you can make a sketch of it. It is a it is a single circle with an oval in the middle of it. The circle around it is a vine. That is how these are denoted as the marriage circles. It is very, very simple.
And are they all the same, or is it like a unique one to one specific family? Or
It's like a last name
the two letters. Yeah, the two letters you see. That's the only one on there.
okay, that's just a really simple symbol. It seems pretty generic. Alrighty. And one more thing. Can we see Olivia's race?
Yes, you can see her face as she's dispelling the ward.
No, race, like R-A-C-E.
Oh, her race? Yeah, she is. She's Terai. She looks pretty much human, but everybody knows historically she was one of the first people kidnapped and turned into a Terai. She is the first vampire.
Oh, so they look very distinct, and you can tell it's not like a human is.
What,
secretly.
can you tell,
Well,
like,
she
what
looks-
they were?
Yeah, she looks otherworldly. Like, her eyes are on fire, and she has a glowing green rune on the side of her face.
Okay, so not like any of the races that you could run into on a normal basis.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now that I've gotten a clear picture of it, do I recognize the rune on the side of her face? The sunscript?
Yes, you do. It is, let me pull up Old Tongue.
What should be that time symbol again? Going straight to
Well,
the
I already speculated that.
It says Thug Life.
It is, Ia, it is life.
How
That's kind of ironic. How would you spell that?
IA.
See, Tristan, that wasn't so bad, was it?
We shall see. There are many things that do not take effect until later.
Effie is gonna look at everybody else in the room and say, all right, what did you guys see?
I'll describe everything I saw. Show him the drawing of the wedding symbol.
Okay. Hilpelri is going to add the bits of furniture in the room that weren't broken were of a Heimsdalian craft. You guys both beat Jessica and Effie's checks. They add nothing new that you guys didn't already know.
Would I know where, and if I don't, I can just ask everybody, like where weddings would be conducted? I want to see if I can find somebody that would recognize this symbol.
Effie's going to inspect it and say, will the Risen keep up with every single marriage within a Lilnagai? But if you're dealing with the Bloom Circle, that means whoever she's interacting with is Elven, High Elven.
Alright, well, if we can roll out the Lilnagai, then that's a place to start.
Yeah, Effie is going to exhale and say, alright, if it was dark and there's Heimsdale furniture, there's a chance she's in the Darkened Vale.
Alright, how far is that from here?
Yeah,
out of the world.
Effie's going to say, actually on the other side of the world.
Great, I love the trouble.
She's going to shake her head and say, no, I've already asked too much of you guys. This is already more than I would have ever found out. I can make the journey. I can't stay in a Lilnagai, regardless.
Well, I'd say we depart in the morning. Like, let's not leave now, but let's go.
Oh, hey, I'm controlling Hauzik. I forgot to do Hauzik's checks. Woo! 8 and a 4. Never mind.
Thanks, Jordan.
Consistently useful.
Yeah, Effie's gonna nod and say, yes, take the night to think on it. It is a massive commitment. She's going to step out of the room and look back at it and say, standing in here just brings back uncomfortable memories. I'm gonna go sleep in my quarters in the Anelian ward.
See you tomorrow, Effie.
See you tomorrow, Effie.
She nods, leaving. Do you guys want to do anything else tonight?
I want to go by the library.
Okay. Oh, and you want to get those books?
Yeah, and also I want to ask about if I can make it to like one of the Risen offices, if they're still open, about the symbol, see if anybody there would recognize it.
Okay. The university has its own set of members of grace, or I'm sorry, of elegance, that would be able to answer that for you. When you get to the Windar ward, you are going to in the I never named the intro office. Cool. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I said we're going off book.
Yeah. Well, no, it's not off book. It's just I named most of the buildings like they're named after famous mages in this in the university, but this one is just not named after anybody. So the what would essentially serve as the welcoming office. When you walk in there, you're going to find that in the evening there is only one Risen member handling requests and checking people into the university. She is currently checking 5 people into the university. They look like another group of adventurers, like your party. As you wait behind them, they eventually walk out, just giving you the once over and leaving. The Risen member calls you up, or actually she would come to you and say, "Hello, Pop, I love you. Stop. Thank you."
Oh, that's sweet.
I didn't know they were so affectionate.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys hear my dog in the background. There's a police siren going off, and she, like, I guess she thinks it's like a howl.
Oh yeah, nice.
Alright, sons, I'm gonna kick you out. Alright, can you stop? Thank you. Alright, anyways, I just never heard her make that sound before. She's gonna come up to you and
very brief dog interlude there.
Yeah, and say, "Welcome to the Maphis University. Were you checking in for your stay?"
No, I had just more of a general question. I saw this symbol recently. It seems to indicate a wedding of a symbol of Dora descent. I was wondering if you might recognize the family symbol and show it to her.
She is going to inspect it and say, "Yes, I do. It is from Master Mari. He used to write to Dila consistently. I'm sorry, Headmaster Winrona."
Is he in this city?
She's going to shake her head and say, "No, he's on the High Council of Rion. He seldom ever leaves Girion."
High Council of Rion, you say?
She nods and points to the seed and says, "His circle was one of the first to spawn. He's one of the oldest Dora in the world."
Oh, interesting. Do you know how old he is, by chance? Roughly?
She shakes her head and says, "Nobody knows how old the first are. History started when Rona was born. She was the first one to keep track of that."
Wonderful. You've been a great help. Have a wonderful evening.
She nods and says, "Yes, but if you're staying here, Headmaster's orders, I need to register that you're on the campus."
No, I'm just walking out. I want to go to the library. And also, I want to look for any books on, what was the place name? Rion?
Yes.
Yeah, any books on that place, if I can find those.
Alrighty. I'm just going to roll you a percentage die, asking the people there to...
Also, I'm proficient in investigation. I can roll that if you prefer.
Okay. You can. I'm just seeing how useful the books you get are.
Okay.
All right. You get a book about geography of the world. It is from a map maker who traveled most of the known world in compiled maps. You get a second piece of what is that word? Anthropology work. It is called The Similarity. It is by a scholar named Fecht Inspector. And you get a third book on Shatterers. It was written by Dila Winrona. It is the second Shattering, I believe. Or no, I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
also-
You'd get for Olivia, you'd get a book on the Kayak Wars, which
And
would,
also, it is possible I'd like to look for a book on maybe like prominent families in Renon. Maybe if I can find the symbol in one of those books, that would be ideal. That'd be a long shot, but if that's around, I'd like to grab one of those too.
okay. You do not find such a thing here at the library.
Alrighty, I'll just take my hand and head back reading them.
Okay.
While
As-
he's doing... Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. While he's doing all of that stuff, he's by himself. I want to meet up with my apothecary cohorts at the university and see about trying to secure some poison for the trip.
All right. So the person who pretty much handles the resources of the university's apothecary area is going to be a guy by the name of Minlor. Dralos is going to know he has a habit of going too far. However, if Dralos is looking for the good stuff, that's who would he want to go contact.
Okay, I'd like to go see him.
All right. Minlor has been relegated to a new part of the Yapel ward, as he wasn't the cause of the last explosion that blew up the a large portion of the Yapel ward. He has, however, destroyed several labs. He is in a cellar off the northern road. When you step into his cellar, everything is pretty condensed and cramped down here, and there are several cauldrons brewing a blue sludge. He's going to look at Dralos coming in and say, Dralos!
Good friend. I've missed you. How have you been?
He
Sweet
nods
talk.
and says, they don't believe in the power of the death sludge yet, but as soon as I perfect its recipe and it stops getting people killed, I'm telling you, when she gets back, she's gonna love it.
I want to... Memor, I want to take some and show everyone how amazing it is. Will you give me some? I want to take it on a trip.
He's going to nod and say, "You're in Master Ondus's pocket, aren't you?"
Ondus is a person I never want to get on the wrong side of.
He nods and says, if you can convince Ondus to support the research into the sludge, then I'd be happy to part with my next batch of it.
And I'd like to do a persuasion check to persuade him.
Go for it.
Give him this badge.
He is going to inspect you for a second, and say, "All right, it cooks down. So while you might see a lot here, this is only the first process of it." And he's going to pull out 2 vials and say, "All of these will cook down into this." And hand the 2 vials to Dralos. Inside the vials is a very viscous blue sludge. He's very careful handing them to Dralos, and Dralos can see it's kind of glass. It's a glass vial, blown inside of a second glass vial. It seems that the vial inside has a little bit of padding and cotton that it rests on. And he says, just be very, very careful not to shake it. This stuff gets very volatile.
With my background, do I know exactly like some of the effects of it?
Yes. he has given you 4 doses. You can apply a maximum of 2 doses to a weapon, just as far as, coating it. 1 dose is 1d6 of acid damage. And if anything around it is, if there's any fire around it, it is easily ignitable. If it's ignited, it deals an additional d6 of fire damage.
Memmer, you are my man. I have to ask though, is there any more that you have?
He shakes his head and says, no, when Headmaster Kaipeldon shut down my research, I had to sell all of it on the black market in order to get the funding to keep going on my own.
Alright, well I do appreciate everything that you've given me. I will check back in with you about how this goes. This is field research. Then I'll head back.
All right. Yeah, you can add 4 doses of Minlor's death candle sludge to your inventory. That is on the wiki, by the way. It's under the homebrewed items.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, anybody else doing anything else tonight?
Yeah, something that came to me. Pelry's still with us, I'm assuming.
Yes.
She was there when we saw that. So, Lucas would like to ask her, is she going to stay here, or does she actually want to still continue with us, considering how dangerous how they're going to be?
Hapelri is going to say, as much as I'd like to stay here, you guys can't afford not to bring me along. You're going to be going through some pretty dangerous places, and, if you... my skill comes in that... if you guys step on a trap and it kills you, after it happens, I'll know before it happens.
Okay.
And I kind of work for her.
Yeah, you kind of work for her. Oh, like, I just sort of a thing had to ask in character. All right, so Brandon.
Yes.
Just asking you, can she fight?
Hapelri?
Yeah.
Nobody has asked her.
All right, I'm going to ask her. It's Urkus. Hapelri. Do you have any combat skill?
Hapelri is going to put a hand on her chest and say, well, my mother thought I should join the School of Discipline when I got in the Risen, so always giving me sword instructors, but, I mean, I've just never been one for stabbing people. It's so... yeah. She's gonna look at you and say, why? Can't you guys handle all the fighting?
Just in case.
I'll protect you, Pelry.
She's going to nod and say, I can handle myself in a fight, but I'd rather not if we can avoid it.
Right. Right. I just want to be prepared here. We're going to have to get you some more clothes for travel.
She nods and says, yes, and my favorite swords are the long, the stabby ones that look good.
We'll look tomorrow. I'll help pay.
Alright.
We're going shopping, I'll go tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll go shopping tomorrow.
Yeah. Go shopping the next day because it's late at night and they're probably all closing. I think. I don't know how this place works.
Lil Nagai is, or rather Sky's Reach is the second largest city in the world. So,
okay, so they don't go to sleep.
yeah, it's the
That doesn't
city
mean
that...
the shop's closed.
yeah, the city that never sleeps. Well, I mean, if you can't buy from a shop, you can buy on the black market, you know. Some guy just opens his robes and it's like, I heard you want swords.
We do have a
I'll just be
rogue
like,
with
"Look."
us now.
I got short ones, I got long ones, I got oath ones. What you want? What you want?
We do have a rogue with us now.
Yes,
You want a dagger?
I can stabby McStab some other stabbers.
He would know where to find the best stabby McStab.
All right, so that is going to be the night of the 24th. Or I'm sorry, yep, you guys just lost the whole day. Olivia
Yay!
cast a spell on you guys. You guys wake up and it's the 25th.
No, we wake up the next day and Effie's gone. She left. We were asleep for 2 days.
All right.
Damn it!
It is the 24th of Priestess, and there is a huge procession in the Windar ward that morning, waking up the entire party. You guys are all awake inside of your inn room. You can hear the marching of feet outside.
Is there a window in the room to look out?
Yes.
Or at least facing this that?
Urkus can see towards the registry office. He can see Lyra's banners flying. There are her contingent of soldiers are here with her.
Get your ice storm ready, Tristan. We're gonna have to.
Is she surrounding the place? Like, are we about to be under attack?
No. She, her soldiers are on the road outside of the registrar's office. You can't see. You guys don't see Lyra.
It's just her soldiers, I guess.
Yeah. You guys just heard them marching into town, and that woke you up.
Oh, okay. So they're
I'm
not
gonna
like,
roll,
marching
D20.
outside of our door.
Yeah, they're not, you know. Arthas, answer the crimes of your father!
Those are
No!
for my wizard ability.
I'm good.
Okay. I see both of those.
Come on, make some people fall today.
Yeah, 7 and 13.
Do I know a lot about these soldiers by any chance? Would I be able to do a check on, like, any history on them?
You're gonna recognize the banner as one of the Supreme Lights. You are not gonna have any interaction with these guys. These guys are from the region just north of the Heartland.
Okay.
Urkus is gonna say out loud, what are they doing here?
Maybe
Maybe we should investigate.
Pramada got tired of the fact that we weren't talking.
How's it? Who
That's
remembers
great.
he has a sending stone is gonna say, "Oh, we were supposed to tell her any progress we made on that mystery. I haven't said anything to her."
Okay, so
That's nice.
why is Halzik in our room instead of his room?
Oh yeah,
Get
yeah.
the fuck out of here, dog!
Halzik's going to come running into the room and lead with that. I didn't say anything. Yeah.
Okay.
Followed.
That's good to know. Let's continue not telling her things.
This seems like a good plan. It hasn't resulted in anything terrible yet.
Yeah.
So far, we would like to... I think it might be best to avoid causing widespread panic. And I don't know about you, but I don't entirely trust Lyra.
Yeah, I don't either.
Yeah.
Yeah. How's
I
it?
don't know. I don't want to do it.
Yeah. How's it's gonna say we should trust her as far as we can throw her, and he's gonna point to his arms and say, which isn't very far.
Tristan takes this opportunity to flex and say, right.
I was gonna do this.
I could investigate and try and eavesdrop on any conversations.
Hey.
I am your new rogue.
Blowing all my good rolls on worthless stuff.
Hey, Derek, don't you want Alo to replace that 20 with a 7? Go ahead and burn it early.
What was that for?
Tristan was trying to look cool.
Yeah.
No, I'm
Like the brat.
He just flexed really, really well.
All right.
Not paying attention.
Yeah, we could. That is actually a good idea. We do have a new rogue. She's never met him. She doesn't know he's with us.
I'll be right back.
Yeah, I'd be. I think that's a good idea. I'd like to do a stealth check as I approach them.
Alrighty. Go ahead and roll me one.
I'll wish him luck.
All right. So, that's actually a pretty decent check. So weaving between the buildings, making your way to the registrar's office, you're also going to see coming down from the western side of the courtyard. Effie is approaching pretty hastily. Getting close to the registrar's office, you can see Lyra is inside, registering with the member of the Risen. And you can also see among her soldiers, she does not have any horses or carriages. They are carrying all of her gear, among which is a elaborate chest that two are holding closest to the door.
They also have the chest part of her armor.
Yeah. Stepping.
Not all the parts are included.
No, that's a tactical thing. It gives her advantage on persuasion checks.
Yeah.
I'm already persuaded, and she hasn't asked anything.
Stepping out of the office, she is going to smile as soon as she sees Effie approaching, and she's going to say, "Ophelia." Before she can finish the sentence, Effie's going to jab a finger to her chest and say, "Lyra, what are you doing all the way down here? Stop stalking us."
Looking at that armor, that's probably sexual assault.
Yeah. Lyra is.
She was asking for it. She was dressed that way.
Yeah, Lyra's gonna tap her forehead and say, "I forgot, and I hoped I could have gotten this to you sooner. Your birthday was on the 22nd, was it not?" Effie is going to shake her head and say, "It doesn't matter. I don't celebrate it." She's going to say, "How old does that make you this year? 153? Effie doesn't respond. Lyra says, "And for every year you've been a Terrai, every month you've had to kill one person to keep yourself alive, right? How many of those people were innocent? That's 1,500 people you had to kill over the years." Effie says, "Only one." And Lyra nods and says, yes, of course. That's why I like you. Always finding the do-badders who need to be killed. But what if I told you...
Do-badders?
Yeah, sure. Evildoers, there we go. We'll go with that one. Lawbreakers. The scum who don't deserve it. Or rather, the scum who do deserve it. And Draelos can interrupt at any time, by the way.
Where are the rest of us?
I thought I was just overhearing all of this.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You're watching this conversation unfold. Everybody else is like watching from the end window. You guys have seen Draelos like just creep between these buildings, and you're just seeing Effie and Lyra have a conversation.
Can I see their lips moving?
Actually, yes, you can.
Bam! So I've got the whole conversation on lock.
Yeah, I'm just reading still. I'm not paying attention to any of this. This does not concern me.
Lyra's gonna say, what if I told you that it wasn't just one innocent that you killed, but two? Effie is going to...
Double the number? What?
Yeah, Effie's gonna grind her teeth and say, I told you your husband was gonna kill us in those rooms and leave us for dead. I had to. She shakes her hand and says, I've forgiven you for that long, long ago. Trust me, it's fine. But when you killed him, you didn't finish the job. He lived and became a Terai. Effie's going to gasp and say, no, I always kill them. And she's going to shake her head and say, this one didn't. And for 15 years he went on doing what he had to do to survive. So I guess you could say all those lives are on your head. Effie is going to kind of take a step back and say, why are you here? Lyra's going to shake her hand and say, I've made it kind of a hobby of mine these past few years to find the strings and tie all of them up for you. She gestures to the box. And
why else would I be here? Murder, of course.
The soldiers step forward and open the box. You guys can't see what's inside of it from there.
Damn.
And Effie is going to gasp, and actually, I'll just go ahead and roll her a percentage die. She's gonna straight knock it out of the soldier's hands, knocking the chest over. A bloody head is going to roll out of it, and Effie's gonna say, "What is wrong with you?"
What is wrong with this woman?
Yeah, she's gonna point and say, "That is the 322nd Terai, and the last of the chain that you have caused. Your one mistake is not going to build into more people having to kill more people. I feel like what you should be saying to me is thank you." Effie is...
Hey, Brandon?
Yes.
You're welcome.
If your objective was to get us to hate this character, you have succeeded.
I stopped listening after she was single.
Yeah, Effie... Like, you guys see a head just fall out of this box. You can't make out what it is. Effie is going to say, did Dacus turn this person? She shakes her head and says, no, I killed Dacus years ago. But this is one of the people that were turned from one of the people that he turned. Effie's going to nod and say, what do you want? She says...
Gotta hand it to her. Lyra is hardcore.
Yeah. She's going to say, I've meant to get this to you on your birthday, but I left all my horses up north when I was so frazzled by you coming into town. Effie is still grinding her teeth and say, Lyra, and she's just going to say, just a day of your time. Spend a day in the capital with me, and I'll go on about my business and wait till I hear from that charming little researcher of yours. And Effie's going to gesture to the soldiers and say, are they necessary? Lyra's going to smile and say, my darling, I'm important. Of course they're necessary. She's going to look back and say, well, I was planning on leaving with my companions today, but I'll inform them of what's going on one day and then leave us alone.
I just kind of want to pull open the window and be like, we know!
I'll step out between the buildings and say, I'll take care of it.
Effie is going to look at Dralos there, and she's going to turn a bright red. And she's going to, like, facepalm into her hands and say, could you leave out the 320 Terai?
I'll leave that out.
We know.
I won't say anything.
That doesn't mean Roman won't.
That's why I said that.
I turned to Hilarious and aw.
Effie walks off with Lyra. They both leave the university.
I return to the group And I'll leave the head in the middle of the street there.
Just like one of Brandon's Japanese animes.
Ain't my mess. I ain't gonna clean that up.
Yeah.
Ain't my head.
Yeah, the Risen member is gonna run out of the registrar's office and say, "Wait, I need to register all of your soldier!" And they begin marching down the road.
It's a running theme.
The
I'll
party,
rejoin
however, is going to see Drelos rejoining. I would, bother re-explaining that, but I'm not. There we go.
Yeah, that's fine.
Drelos joins back up with you guys.
So does Roman actually tell us everything? Or do we go
I'd like
with
to think I
Drelos
was giving a running commentary.
Okay, alright.
Just like everybody has popcorn, as Roman's just like watching and speaking.
Like, damn, Effie's gonna punch this bitch.
Ronan first put on his sweater and was like, "Kids, today we're gonna talk."
We're gonna talk about murder.
Today's episode was brought to you by the letter T for trifling.
So is everybody outside still, or do they come back into the inn?
Yeah, everybody's inside the inn, minus Effie.
I just want to tell them what I found out last night about
I asked Valerie what she wants me to do now. I follow her.
what was that High Council guy's name? Like Maloran or something?
Mari.
Mandalore.
Mari. Yeah, I'm gonna tell them what
Mari.
I found out about the that guy and the wedding sill, and where he's located, and say I think that's probably where we ought to head next.
We also have to do a little bit of shopping today.
Yeah, I was gonna say we're taking Helpari out to get some actual traveling supplies for her.
Well, I have
I'm
no.
gonna join them.
So I will stay at the inn and continue reading then.
I'll be joining Urkus and Hapilri and Drelos.
Actually, can I go back to the library and find more books, or did I find pretty much everything relevant?
Yeah, you still haven't read through. After a few hours have passed, I'm going to tell you, everything you've learned. You still haven't completely read through the books you have.
Okay, yeah, I have like no gold, so I don't have any business shopping, so I'll just stay back and read then.
Okay. So that's the decision for the rest of the party. Go out and gear up Hapelri.
And I need to grab some food and and sell my dresses.
Yeah, as you guys are making
we sold
this,
those last
week. Oh yeah, you sold one dress, I think. Or no, yeah, you did sell both dresses. You sold both dresses last week. I'm pretty sure you got just over market value for them.
Yeah, because I used that 20 for that portent roll.
Oh yeah, yes.
So we got I asked for like 25% more than the market value.
Yeah, it was like 160 gold, I believe.
And you gave me 50.
Yeah, that explains why I have a little bit of money right now. Or a couple bucks at least,
Have fun. You'll be safe. I'll see you all later on.
As you guys start departing, Hapelri, who was privy to the entire Roman Drake show, is going to say, and hear me out, instead of gearing me up, I don't even care about fighting. We could go stalk Effie and Lyra.
I'm just gonna throw it out. It's like, I somewhat support that plan, but that woman brought a head in a box.
and she has all her soldiers, so
she seems slightly.
And Effie left on her own volition. I don't think she's in danger. I respect her privacy.
On the other hand, Effie is a very important member of our team. It would do to have at least one of us watching over her.
Hapelri shakes her hands and says, "I volunteer. I'll handle this."
No.
Tristan I will go. He'll turn to Jessica and say, "What would you like to do?"
Jessica, who is being asked for her opinion the first time, is going to say, I am happy to accompany you guys. I feel like the next part of your venture is my venture.
Tristan will sigh for a second before saying, "All right, you're with me."
All right. Is Tristan going? Now, it is not hard to find them. She has 25 fully armored
She's
knights.
only got how many soldiers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just trailing her. And they are, holding her banners and everything. Is Tristan going to try and follow stealthily, or, is he just going to make, no qualms about it to stay near him?
He'll keep a distance, but will try to keep Effie within viewing distance.
Okay.
Hey, Brendan, real quick, can I do one thing?
Yes.
Before they get too far, I want to tell Arky, my little owl, to just follow the party, and if they get in any trouble or anything, to come back and let me know.
Okay. I think the range, like what you can communicate with it this edition, is like a mile.
It's 100 feet, and I can telepathically communicate with it. But
okay.
if I can talk with it, so I can give it instructions. I can just say, "Hey, if I get in trouble,
okay,
just slide
cool.
over, you know."
Alrighty.
While we're in the market, I want to play some dice. Find a corner to find some people that are playing some dice.
Okay.
And maybe do a little gambling.
Oh snap! Gambling in the real.
For some poison daggers.
Yeah. It's funny you should mention that.
I can bail it all out.
Yeah. So everybody, we've got Roman, Hapelri, Urkis, and Draelos, and I guess Hauzik would be with you guys too.
Probably a pester Hapelri.
Yeah, in one group, and then Jessica and Tristan in another group, and then Alo back at the inn that you guys are staying at.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty. So first, as Tristan and Jessica head off first, they are going to tail Effie and Lyra. I am going to do the clicky clicks of buttons.
So descriptive.
I know, right? Oh, that's just absolutely beautiful too. As Tristan and Jessica follow Lyra and Effie through the capital, Tristan's gonna know, as long as Jessica can see their mouths, she can make out what they're saying, which is a little difficult as you guys are tailing them and can, only tell in between passing glances when they look at each other. Jessica wouldn't transmit any of the conversation unless Tristan specifically asked her to. But that is just something he knows. She can read lips. Otherwise, the best, or if you want anything else from what Tristan notices between them, it would be an insight check, I guess. If you want anything beyond that, you just see them walking and talking.
Okay. I was about to ask a really, really stupid question. Like, excessively stupid?
Hey, go for it. The only stupid questions are the ones not asked.
I was going to ask if I could cast silence on her and then have... Well, actually, she can read lips, so that would actually work. But I was... Yeah, no. I'm a cleric. I don't have spells for this kind of utility.
I mean, Tristan can, just like walk up and like, mind if I butt in? Leave some space for Gale Song between you.
That space is 700 years, by the way.
And you said does it look like they're heading anywhere in particular, or are they wandering around?
From what Tristan can tell, they are staying on the main road of the city. This road is Grace Walk, moving into Grace Reach. Oh, I'm sorry. No, this is, and I'm going to highlight it. It's called Honors. It's called Honors Reach, the side of town that you guys are in. If you can see that yellow line, you probably should have chose a different color. It seems like they're staying on the main road, heading into the center of town. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, that was your only question. I keep thinking of, you know, just like the whole party there with like all the eyes of Sauron just gazing upon this, but I have to remember it's just Tristan, so I have to hold back. You're like,
oh, isn't oh my god, I forgot her name. Jessica with him.
Yes.
She needs to be told this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's not as mouthy as I am, but she sees just as good.
Does Tristan want to do anything, or is he just going to keep following them? It doesn't seem like he was noticed.
It just doesn't seem like there's really a reason to, you know, go in like that.
Alrighty.
Like, I'm just... You gotta understand. Tristan has high wisdom, but low intelligence. He's not good on coming up with plans on his own.
Yeah.
Like,
Dog, I feel you.
Yeah, in the military, he had other people do that for him, specifically.
Yeah, if I will allow a just, you know, base kind of observation of taking 10, even though it's not really a thing this edition, of just kind of what the scene looks like.
You mean passive perception, which is a thing this edition?
No, insight. Perception tells you what you see. Insight.
Oh,
you
yeah,
know, tells...
no. Xanathar's actually added passive insight, which
oh,
is the same thing.
Cool. I did not know that. I skimmed Xanathar's.
Yeah,
all right.
My
so
passive insight is 19.
Woo! All right.
You're welcome.
It looks like a date that Effie does not want to be on.
Accurate.
As the conversation kind of looks from Tristan's perspective, Lyra keeps suggesting things that Effie keeps shaking her head to.
Sounds like my love life.
Want to do it in the... No! God, leave me alone! So, no on the anal. Okay.
Just so we're clear, though.
Yeah, you know, just the third ask. But no, Tristan can't make out what she's suggesting. But it seems like gradually Effie is still resisting, but less and less with each proposition.
Also sounds like my love life.
No's and a yes.
What do you think the odds are that Lyra would recognize Jessica?
Tristan knows that Hipelri said with one glance Hipelri's face was memorized to Lyra. But Jessica, however, is much more stealthy than Tristan.
That is true.
And can read lips.
Yeah, they seem engaged.
Okay, question from me to the GM. Would it help her at all if I cast silence on her? Like, in any way, shape, form, or fashion?
I mean, her steps would be silent. If anything, I think it would kind of raise more alarm as it's like a 20-foot cube around her, so you guys are on a crowded street. So while, you know, she's not particularly being noticed, like, people will be talking and then just like, hey, and, you know, they'll think, what's going on? Why can't I make sound anymore? This is weird.
Yeah, oh goodness, I've gone deaf suddenly.
I just got sound back, yeah.
Yeah, right. And then, mid freak out, they're like, what's the matter with me? Am I dying? Is this dying? Is like... Oh. It's gone now. And then they look like a crazy person.
Yeah, you should have access to Jessica's sheet, and you can see... I'm pretty sure Jessica's trained in stealth, though. Yeah. Oh, she's not, but that's, you know, what one of her stealth checks would look like.
Lol. The extremity on that.
Yeah, garbage to good.
Yeah, playing low int character sucks. At least if I had high charisma, I could wander on in and pretend and convince people that I look like I know what I'm doing.
Yeah, as Jessica sees Tristan, you know, like struggling to come up with a decision, Jessica is going to, for the first time, suggest we could bump into them on a different street and pretend to join them.
Tristan considers this.
All right. I'm going to come back to Tristan, okay?
That's it.
JD? Alrighty. So the rest of the party is with Hapelri and everybody else. The first thing, let's see, Eric is AFK, cool. The first thing, Hapelri is constant, like, is going to make it very well known to everybody. She is super unhappy not to be in the drama side, as she thrives on that.
I feel her. I feel her, but
I also feel her pain.
I ask if she wants to join me and find a fun game to play, a fun game of dice.
Hapelri is going to say, yes, I would like that. I don't need to stab things. I'm great at it, but it's honestly below me.
Maybe we can still get some daggers while I win us some money. Kill two birds with one stone.
I have short swords.
Well, I can try and win some of that too.
Alright, Hapelri is going to grab Draelos by the arm and say, yeah, we're gonna go off gambling. That seems like the better bet.
That's what I like to hear.
Does anybody try and stop them?
I'm just gonna look at Urkus and just be like...
I'm gonna go buy her a traveling pack.
Okay.
I'm not even gonna try. Fine.
I'm just gonna go with Urkus. If Urkus has given up, I've obviously just... adventure stepdaddy out.
Wait. I'm almost certain Hapelri has no money except her clothes.
Well, that's I'm glad I have a little bit.
Alright, well.
And I'm good at throwing dice.
Good luck.
I'm very confident in dice.
Do you need a short sword in case, you know, things get stabby? Usually when I do illegal things get stabby.
With poison.
With poison.
Alright. So Hapelri and Draelos are going to head off. Looking, you guys are in what is that? Honor's Reach, and this whole area of and I'm gonna draw it in blue. This whole area is kind of like a foreign part of town. The outer tier of the city.
Perfect.
Yeah, you guys are going to be able to find some super shady characters in an alleyway within inside Honor's reach. Hapelri is...
Since Hapelri has the ability to see into the future, or her futures, can we set up a sign that for the last time before I lose to give me a signal so that we leave with the maximal amount?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Hapelri is going to aid Draelos, giving him advice with every roll and every hand. So
can I roll my dice?
Yeah, you can.
Hide it.
You are going to be rolling with advantage, and Hapelri is also going to be assisting you on every roll. So the first group of people that you come across, Draelos is Draelos is going to enter the hand, and he is just going to swindle each person. There are 3 people here that aren't Draelos gambling. He's going to swindle each of them out of 4 gold just on the very first hand. As the dice are thrown, Hapelri is going to say, "You're just so lucky. We should risk it a little bit more and up the amount we're gambling."
I agree.
How much does Draelos want to wager?
I want him to start wagering with 50.
All right. Hapelri is going to tell you that's not a good idea, and you should probably start a little bit lower.
Okay, I'll say.
And she's gonna whisper that into your ear.
To the people I'm facing, I'm gonna put down 25.
All right. They're each going to match your roll, and they shoot their dice, and they hide them. You can go ahead and roll your set with advantage. All right.
Yeah.
Your dice are going to come down, and you're gonna reveal the winning hand. The 2 people there are going to start scratching their head and say, "Lucky again."
It's a family trait. My family has always been very lucky.
He wins 25 gold off of each person. Does Draelos gamble again?
Yes, he does.
All right, so that's how much are you wagering? You've won
I've won 87 so far.
Math. They don't look like they have much more to lose.
I'm going to offer the same amount, 25.
All right. They match you.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead and roll those dice.
Not the best I've ever rolled.
Yeah. As your hand comes down, Hapelri is going to trip and hit your arm. However, you are able to stop your dice. And
perfect.
The people sitting there are going to say, "Hey, what was that?" Hapelri is going to say, Hapelri is going to say, "What? I didn't do anything."
A sleight of hand. Can I do it as a sleight of hand? That like that was nothing sort of like motion along with her.
Yeah, you can try. All right. When Yeah, when the dice came down, after they stopped and you were covering them up, just very briefly you noticed that Dralos was probably going to lose that hand, and the dice shifted when she hit your cup. Hiding it well,
Can I re-roll?
Yeah, well, no, you can't re-roll.
Okay.
Hiding it well, though, you are going to be able to slide the cup back into place and, gesture, hey, everything's fine, my same dice are still into here, and, just reveal the edge of them. When the hand is revealed, you are going to match with the other person who won this hand, and you guys are going to take a split of the pot. The other two people are going to be pretty upset at this. And Hapelri is going to whisper to Dralos, we should probably leave.
I don't know if I want to leave. I want to stab somebody. I'll take my 25 and try and get out as discreetly as I can.
Okay. The pot is 100 gold between the four of you guys, so you get 50 of it. And
I get my 25 that I would have put in.
Yeah, you get your 25
and he gets his 25 back. So yeah. I'm
okay. I see what you're
positive
saying.
25 more.
Yeah. Just making sure. Yeah. So you guys start running, or you just walk casually?
We're gonna casually. We're gonna be discreet about it.
All right. They snicker behind you guys as you're leaving the alley. Hapelri is gonna say, we don't have to be worried. By the time they do anything, we'll be someplace safe.
Good to hear.
As you guys turn back onto the main road, Hapelri starts running.
What did you say, Brandon? I think you cut out.
Oh, as you guys get onto the main road, Hapelri starts running.
I'm going to ask her, where is the threat coming from?
She's gone. Oh,
Yeah, well.
or is Dralos running with her?
I'll run with her.
Yeah. She's just going to huff and say, the sooner we get someplace safe, it's for the better. It's coming from them. They're not going to be happy when they found out we cheated just a tiny bit.
I'll agree, and we'll keep running and find another game.
Hapelri is going to say, I want half of the winnings from that last game.
They were my rolls. I'll give you.
Hapelri was whispering advice each hand on, into Dralos'
Okay,
ear.
I'll split the 66 with her.
Already?
Oh no, sorry, 56. On 56 with her.
Okay. She is stacked with money. Hapelri tells you that you can keep gambling, but she is done gambling for today. That is all the thrill she needed.
Hey Brandon, how do I edit my gold pieces?
You should be able to just let's see. I can open up your character sheet real quick.
You just type in the amount?
Yeah, you should be able to click right there and just type where that number
Oh
is.
no. I tried doing that and now it worked. That's
Okay.
Of course when I bring it up.
Anyways, the rest of the party is are you guys searching for magical gear for Hapelri or just regular gear?
Well, for now, I'm just buying her a backpack, explorer's pack, which has the basic necessities. And
Okay.
that's about 10 GP that I'm gonna look it up, so it's minus 10 GP for me.
Okay, yeah. For base items out of the player's handbook, within Ilmagai, you guys are able to find those off of street vendors. So you can pretty much haggle for the base price of that without much effort. Looking into special items is, when you get into harder territory. But yeah, you can buy her a traveler's bag.
Would I need to be in the university to ask, like, how would I ask about Spellweave?
That would be a university thing of just, things you've been seeing people around the university with, like elaborate fancy scarves and hats and stuff. Asking about it out here on the street, some people mention that, they've seen it, they've had some people come by and buy it, but it's mostly for the upper class. As you try and actually, go ahead and roll me an investigation check.
I'll help.
Thank you.
And also, does Dralos go off and keep gambling and leave Hapelri?
Yeah, so that's what I was about to say. I was going to try and do 2 more circles, total of three matches, with a couple dice each.
All right. Hold on 1 second. Let me set this DC in my head. Okay, so walking. I'm assuming you guys are looking within Honor's Reach, the section of town.
Yeah, we're not going.
Okay.
Yeah.
Walking through this area of town, investigating about Spellweave. It is a new item that hit the market. And the little bit you guys find out is it is meant for the upper class, and there are only a handful of tailors that have it. Looking for these upper class tailor shops, you guys are going to step into one that is. That this person doesn't have Spellweave, but they might know a tailor who has some for sale right now. As you guys step into the shop, the tailor's name is Abavi, and at the are rather getting fitted and measured in the middle of are on a podium in the middle of the shop. You guys are going to run into Hapelri.
I'm worthless.
We're getting too good. It's like we're getting so good at finding her.
We
don't mean to.
We don't even try. It just happened this time. Wow.
Hapelri is going to look at you guys, and as you step in, she's going to say, "You guys said I needed armor, and I made a bunch of gold, and this person makes dresses out of metal. How cool is that?"
That is pretty cool.
Yeah. I was gonna just get you some regular crap, but yeah, no, that's good.
That sounds right up your alley.
Yeah.
Also, seriously, silver short sword.
And hold on. Wait. I trying to decide about that backpack because can I take it back that I bought that for her, or is that now?
It is something. Yeah, it is something Urkus has.
Okay.
As you bring it back to the stall, which is essentially someone set up at a flea market, he says, "No refunds."
Okay. Okay.
He
So
points to a sign in giant Sanskrit.
All right. So I'll just. I'm traveling around with this extra pack, and we see he'll over there. Think, okay, so since you weren't with us, I just got you this.
She's going to look inside of the pack, and let's see what's in a traveler's pack. Oh, the explorer's pack. Okay.
Yeah, I looked up travelers. I didn't see that, but there is
yeah.
explorers.
She's going to pull out the water skin and say, "Oh, can we fill this with wine?"
That's your choice.
As she's getting fitted, still for the stress, she's going to look very excited, and the tailor, who has a measuring tape around her waist, is going to pull it taut, stilling Hapelri.
I'm gonna take the pack away from her. Like, well, you can look through it after you get done here.
The woman says, "It's going to take me a few minutes to do the alterations, but I have a dress that will fit you." Hapelri is going to nod and say, "All right, how much?" The woman's going to rub her chin and say, "Really, you don't have the hips to pull something off like this."
Damn! Oh.
Ouch.
Yeah, Hapelri is going to look defeated and said, "I said how much?" And the woman's going to say, "For the gemstones, the metal, and the alterations, 45 gold should cover it." Hapelri nods eagerly, pulling out a handful of gold with no pouch at all from her backpack, and starting to count it out to the woman. The woman doesn't take it and says, "Please, please, just put it on the counter."
Ericus is gonna wonder, has she not shopped?
Well, you guys do know Hapelri has been trading all of her goods, including she gave her pouch of gold. Or no, she didn't give her pouch of gold away. She never had a pouch of gold.
She just had a backpack full of dresses.
Yeah, she lost that long ago. Anyways, though, the woman's going to go in the back and bring out a dress that seems to have silver chain threads embroidered all throughout it. It doesn't look... if Urkus had to say, armor, this doesn't look like armor whatsoever. If Urkus had to say stylish metal, it would be there. It's more like an elaborate string of necklaces with fabric between it.
Okay, so Urkus would like to ask, so would this offer any, let's say, protection if someone was suddenly had to defend themselves?
Hapelri is going to say, "It's going to be fine."
Every time you say that, one of my hairs turn.
Anyways, the woman starts sewing and altering pieces of the dress and the chains in front of you guys.
Alright, so since Hapelri is now, I guess, free, she's not being measured or anything, I'll hand her back the pack.
Okay.
Do it more.
Yeah, she's going to start transferring things over to it, as it is much nicer than her backpack that has been through hell and back. If Roman wanted to ask about Spellweave, this would be his time.
Oh yeah, so he would ask about Spellweave. Well,
the woman is going to look up and say, "Everything that comes out of the university is pre-made. I bought it. I bought a piece and tried to take it apart just to see how they string it together. Couldn't make sense of it left or right."
Yeah. Who pre-makes clothes? Who does that?
She shrugs and says something about the runes they use, not being, wholly safe with the magic they're channeling.
And so what you're telling me is I gotta find a shirt of this stuff and hope it fits.
She nods and says, I mean, I could, of course, alter anything, but I have a small rope ring. I'd be willing to part with it.
Small
Rope ring?
We talking like a bracelet?
It would be on the top of the category. It is a, or rather, she's going to go on to explain. The ring itself is strong enough to disperse probably one spell you get hit by.
That sounds nice, but I tend to get hit by big.
She nods and says, well, anything like that you'd have to get from under lock and key from Dila at the university. And she says, shame, she's been missing for a while. I liked her.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard some people were looking for her. Hopefully they find her soon.
The
He
woman's
said, winking.
Yeah, the woman's going to shake her head and say, yeah, whatever she's off doing must be real important. Not much like her to go dark for so long.
Yeah, I heard she's not much of a flake.
The woman nods and continues to make small talk as she finishes sewing Hipelri's dress. If you guys don't need anything else from her, it takes her about a half hour to do all the alterations before she folds it and gingerly hands it to Hipelri. Otherwise, you guys are free to go from there.
Okay, so I'll turn to Roman and ask him, do you want to look for anything else? Spellweave might be hard to get, or do you want to keep looking for Spellweave?
Yeah, it's starting to seem like a pipe dream, and if it's that rare, I don't know if I can afford it.
Well, she did tell you have to get it from the university if you want, you know.
Oh, yeah. Besides, she said that the university has it, so that's where we're going to end our day anyway.
We could always ask Effie about it when she's done with her, air quote, date.
Hipelri is going to say, oh, let's go find her.
I don't know about that. Now, you said, where are we at in the city?
You guys...
In the blue circle.
Yeah, you guys are in Honor's Reach.
Now, is it called that? Because that's like the wing of the place devoted to that School of the Risen?
Yes.
That's going to occur to Roman, and he's going to be like, you know, I want out of here. So, sure. Worst case scenario, I have to fight 20 guards. Wouldn't be the first time, it won't be the last.
Alright, Eric is gonna remember that Hipelri was trying to sneak away last time. Does she have something like a hood or something to cover her head? Since she was trying to hide from Lyra before. Lyra?
Yeah, Lyra? Or Lyra, yeah. Lyra,
I was right.
Hipelri has she has a cloak she can wear. She has a traveling cloak she's been wearing. She's not currently wearing it while you guys are in the city. Oh, I should do a appearance check for her today. Hipelri also looks phenomenal. Like, you guys have been traveling the past couple of days, but today she is immaculately groomed and prepared to go into town. It's almost like she knew you guys would be here.
Yes, almost
how
like
she would
she
know
knew. Okay. Circus would like to recommend that to her since she wanted to stay hidden last time.
Yeah, she's gonna shrug and say, she knows my face already, so won't really matter that much. And she's gonna put up her hood.
I mean, you don't have to completely disguise yourself, but yeah, sure. Let's see if we can find a drama.
She puts a finger over her lip, faking a mustache, and says, "My name is Oscar Kraylor. I'm a down-on-my-luck tavern owner. Should never recognize me now."
Your dress and your figure kind of give you away. But nice try.
Yeah. She begins laughing, and she's going to lead you guys on an investigation check unless somebody else wants to roll it.
Does the Eye of Sauron want to try?
The investigation is an int check?
Okay.
Roman is smart.
Let me try. See how this goes.
I'll help.
Yeah, you are going to kill Hapelri's check, by the way. Hapelri starts walking and says, I believe one of my visions said they're on the north side of the city. And Roman points and says, that way's north. Completely opposite of the way Hapelri's walking.
You tried.
And, yeah, she nods and follows you guys. Draelos, are you still there, Eric?
Yes, I am.
All right. We're going to speed through these two gambling circles. Draelos can go ahead and roll a dice set check 2 times.
Okay.
Oh, and before you do, I'm not going to count. Yeah. Go ahead and the first circle you come in to is inside of a tavern. And it is a little higher quality than the last circle in the alleyway.
Can I do kind of a perception to estimate how much my opponents have?
Perception would just be like looking at how much gold's on the table, and I can, just tell you that as he sits down.
Oh, sure. Okay.
Yeah, each person is at this table is going to be gambling with high stacks of silver. It seems this game is more friendly, and these guys don't seem as desperate for what they have to lose, but they are using smaller coins. Any winnings, Draelos gets. I'll calculate into gold though.
Okay. I'd like to put down 25 and see if they bite.
Yeah, coming with 25 gold to this table. You're going to scare off. You're going to scare off 3 of the 5 people. 2 people are going to gamble against you, though. So you can go ahead and roll a new check.
All right.
All right. You are not rolling with advantage on that first check, or rather on the on this check, and immediately, taking these people's money. Draelos is going to rack up 50 gold, and they are not going to play a second hand. Like, that is a lot of money to lose.
All right, I'll take my 50 and keep going.
In the same tavern, you're invited over to another gambling table, which much wealthier, with much wealthier looking people. They seem excited at your bravado and invite you to gamble with them. There are not stacks of gold on the table, but each person has a coin purse sitting on the table.
I'm not. Do any of them put out a bet, or am I the one that has to initiate it?
as you join the table, one of them is going to pull out a gemstone from the coin purse and put it on the table, and say the buy-in for each hand is 70 gold.
I accept.
All right.
Only 70.
Yeah, only 70. Yeah. Does Draelos want to persuade them to go higher?
I'm gonna see if they'll go to 100 as starting.
All right, roll me a persuasion check. Yeah. Just at 70, they're just like, how about you play a hand first before you suggest that. Draelos can roll one check.
Hello. Hello.
Now he is actually going to match somebody else at the table. And this guy was the one who invited you over here, and he's going to say, at this table there are no ties, only winners and losers, double or nothing.
I accept.
All right. Draelos has 140 gold on the table. You can go ahead and roll the second time. All right. So he watches you intently as you are rolling, and when the final reveal happens, he's going to have a large smile on his face and say, "You're always welcome back here." As he scoops the gemstones and the gold coins across the table to him.
That hurt. I'll play one more hand.
All right. And they all seem very wary a second time, but you can go ahead and roll a second hand. The buy-in is 70 gold again. All right. So, you lost a bit of money. However, you are just barely going to come ahead on this second hand, and losing 140 gold, you are going to gain 140 gold of not including your buy-in. So your net profit is 140 gold. There are 3 of you gambling here.
Sweet.
Which it's just like try and be more amazing at dice.
I made it back. All right. Are they willing to play one more?
They are not. It is
okay.
Indulgence, I guess, is frowned upon.
Okay.
They continue to sit at the table and gossip about politics, though. Everybody in Ilderon Tales will make small talk with you guys. That is a hobby here.
I bring up the I wouldn't actually know the do I know the Illumin bad guy?
Bad guy?
I'm sorry. I want to ask if they know about the Olivia marriage symbol.
All right.
And where they would be.
Yeah, asking about Olivia being in a marriage circle. One of the people sitting at the table is literally going to spew wine out of their mouth, laughing at you, and say, "Olivia, the Shatterer, dead? Are in a marriage circle? She's about 100 feet under the ground where her veil rear put her. Only thing she's marrying is worms."
So none of them know anything? I can't do an investigation?
You can ask, you can do an investigation and ask specifically about Mari's symbol. I rolled them an insight check already. they're going to one guy here is going to actually the guy who was laughing hard. The first one who took your money is going to clean himself off and say, I know of Mari. He's a Ilderon ambassador for Girion. I had to polish some of the streets he walked down. I was the contractor hiring people for it.
He's the ambassador for what?
He said Girion.
Do I know anything about Girion, or can I ask more about it?
It's a continent. Yeah, you know it's a continent. Insight, or rather history, I'll tell you if you know any more. But otherwise, it's just a continent. Yeah. History. 17. Yeah, you're gonna know Girion is a continent that the High Elves live on. They have withdrawn themselves from the society, or rather, the other lesser societies, and they have also put a ritual on the continent that blesses the land. Any Terrai that step on it are blown up and turned into ash near immediately. A lot of people confuse Girion and Rion as the same thing, as the nation of Rion is the only nation that is on the continent of Girion. So when he's said, oh, he's the ambassador for Girion, he probably meant Rion, as, Girion's a continent and not a nation.
Oh, okay, so so it's not actually Girion at all. It's Rion.
He's not very informed. He's just he's heard from people in the loop.
Okay. I'm glad that I did that history check and know that he's BS. Okay. Okay. I'd like to grab a tiny bit of armor before I rejoin the group. I was thinking ring mail from a normal street vendor.
Alrighty. Yeah, once again you can find things like that, as everybody is clamoring to get your attention.
Is there any check I can do to try and find something that's better than regular ring mail?
Yeah, there are shops that would craft magical armor. You would definitely be able to find magical armor in a Lil Nagai. The question is, would you be able to afford it? Because
I would like to find something that costs approximately 150.
Yeah, I was about to say, before any haggling, up or down on prices, your base market value for magical ring mail would be 530 gold.
Ooh, I'm probably not going to do that. Alright, so my best bet is regular ring mail.
Wallet.
Yeah.
Alright.
Hey, just real quick, you're a rogue, right?
Yeah.
Ring mail will give you disadvantage on all your stealth checks.
Oh. So leather is... Yeah, damn it.
Yeah,
you might not want to do that.
You could go with a breastplate for 400... Oh, no. You can go with a chain shirt, which gives you 13 plus your dexterity modifier, and that would give you a... I know you have at least 3 in your dexterity.
I have 4.
Yeah. Chain...
Oh, no, I have 5. Sorry. I have 5 for dexterity. So
5?
Yeah. 17.
Your best bet is studded leather, and that's going to give you 17 armor, as opposed to ring mail, which would give you 14.
Studded leather it is.
All right. You are able to find a piece or a thing of studded leather for 45 gold.
I'll take it.
All right. So the rest of the party, which is following around Effie and Lyra, you guys are going to find them in the inner city. They are moving to. They are walking to a area called Calgarin Rise. and I'm going to shift over to that colorful map. I have the elevation of the city there. Generally, the warmer the color, the higher the city. This inner city is 2-tiered. Calgarin Rise is part of Honors District that they are going through, and Lyra leads Effie all the way to a tower that overlooks the center part of the city, and stepping to the tower, it is heavily guarded as you guys are following them, and I'm going to roll them perception checks as you guys enter this area. So you guys get to the ramps that lead up to Calgarin Rise, and this is where you guys start sticking out. Like out in the rest of the city, you guys were, perfectly fine, just huddled in with the masses. You're gonna notice as soon as you step up this ramp, it's going to change from, seeing 12s and 11s of, appearance score people to everybody is on Hipelri's level of, 15 or higher. Have
I rejoined the group yet, or not yet?
No, you have not.
Okay.
I'm at 15.
Yeah.
I have that ascot. I'm 15.
And
I'm a 12.
Yeah, and Urkus looks fancy as fudge. However, he is in leather. Everybody up here, there are armed risen guards, but everybody up here is basically dressed in like a throw of cloth. There is a heavy breeze rolling in over the top of the city, and as you guys are walking up this ramp, Lyra is going to notice the party just kind of like convalescing. I think that's the word.
Wasn't Tristan also following?
Yes.
Was he still following?
Yes. You guys are also going to notice Tristan, but you guys haven't been following like from the same aspects. Like, if you had to think about it, think about like coming to a point from two different areas. Oh, actually, I can draw. Ha. Yeah, so that X would kind of be Tristan, and oh, okay, cool. That X would be you guys. Circles the location. You guys would be kind of like, oh well, there we go. I kind of missed the circle. You guys would kind of be like coming like that. So you guys would all be you guys would notice Tristan as you're being noticed on this ramp, as it's kind of like a funnel. Anyways, Lyra's going to notice you guys and have her entourage stop. And Effie at this point is actually going to be smiling before she turns around and looks at you guys and says, she's going to see you all there and say, oh, I told Draelos to inform you guys I was going to be out for today.
Oh, we know. We're just walking around.
we're just walking around. Hipelri.
We're adventurers. We adventure.
Yeah. Hipelri is going to just kind of gulp a little bit and say and take down her hood and say, "My name is Hipelri. We met up north. I can see the future. Can you allow us to accompany you?"
I'm gonna face palm.
Deep sigh.
You know, you don't have to be so nervous.
You tell Hipelri that?
Yes.
She's gonna say it's gonna allow us access up there with her. Lyra is going to look over the situation for a second and say, few get treated to. It's a once-in-a-lifetime type of experience. And she's going to look at Effie and say, "Of course your friends could come, Ophelia."
We don't mean to interrupt.
Effie is going to shake her head and say, "No, no, you're not interrupting anything." Wait for the party.
Let's go and...
Oh, this will be fun.
Alright, so it's a bit of a trek, but you guys get to a tower overlooking the center of the city, and it is just around it is just around the schools, the Risen schools, and the Risen schools and the Sun Yith temple. You guys can overlook the bay of the city and see the stretching horizon to the sea. While originally there was only a table up here for two, Lyra is going to tell a member of the Risen who is bringing small treats and other things, and say fetch us about a half dozen more chairs, please. Effie is going to walk to the edge of the balcony and say, "It's been about 80 years since I've been up here." Lyra's going to nod and say, "I know." And she's going to look back at the party and say, "I know you guys are investigating something serious, and I know you're looking for Winrona. And maybe you'll have more sense than my dearest friend here, but I have resources. Let me help you." Effie is going to turn to Lyra and say, "For the last time, you can't come with us. You're needed here."
That doesn't mean that we can't take up her offer. Honestly, I have no idea what we're getting into.
Lyra's going to snap and point at Urkus and say, "Ophelia, stop being stubborn." She's going to finally look flustered at this and say, "Stop calling me that." She's gonna look at Urkus and say, "Fine, if you guys want to take her money, her soldiers, and that, you can. I haven't died in 150 years, and I don't plan on getting killed yet, either. And I don't need her help in order to keep that trend going on."
It doesn't mean we need to use everything she gives us. I'm assuming you just want to be a little bit more independent and not depend on her. But that doesn't mean we can't use some help.
Lyra is going to say, when Ayman wanted his troops, who got them for him? When the Sky Queen wanted another year of reign, who secured that for her? I'm effective.
Well, when you say rain, like, do Sky Queens have term limits? Or did she literally make it rain?
She nods and says, yes, they do. Actually, let's take a look at that right now. Let's see. A Sky Queen's reign lasts for 4 years. Let's see. 27. And her. Yep. The Sky Queen's reign lasts for 4 years.
Kind of broke up there. I heard blank and then year.
Oh, I'm sorry. Lyra is going to respond, yes, a Sky Queen is only supposed to reign for 4 years. Our dear Sarai is beginning her 5th year.
Oh.
And she's going to look at Effie and say, I made that happen. I found all of those people that Dacus hurt. I made that happen. I can make things happen for you. She's going to look at Hipelri and say, you have a soothsayer. Ask her what she sees in the future. Effie's going to look to Hipelri and say, is it safe to accept her aid? Hipelri is going to nod and say, as safe as it is for me to be in Urkus's presence, with a wide smile on her face.
Roman's gonna go wide-eyed.
Insight, right?
Yes.
All right. Aw.
You guys, you don't have to insight that, because Hipelri is very clearly speaking to code to you guys. Everybody's, well, at least the people who know, Urkus, Urkus and Roman.
No, I never told Urkus why.
Oh yeah, okay, so
You
yeah,
never told me.
Urkus is actually not going to beat her deception check. She is balling tonight. Yeah, but she is very clearly dropping code, and Roman is going to know 100% what that means. However, Lyra is going to snap and say, and you trust her, right?
60% of the time.
Yeah. Effie is going to scratch her head and say, fine.
Am I here?
Yes, Tristan is here.
Okay. In response to that, Tristan.
Tristan beats Hipelri's insight check, or her deception check. It was 18.
Oh, and that tells me what again?
Hipelri is dropping hints that no, you should not trust her.
Also, she shouldn't trust me, apparently.
It's fine.
We shouldn't trust Effie, or we shouldn't trust Lyra?
We shouldn't trust
Lyra.
Lyra.
Oh, okay. Proceed. Because if Lyra was asking Effie, Tristan was going to be like, yes, a lot more than we trust you. But that being neither here nor there. Proceed.
Effie finally caves and says, fine, we'll be in contact.
Okay.
What's Roman gonna say?
I was like, after he hears how she phrases that, it's like, I'll back up.
Lyra rolls her head in kind of like a very exasperated relief and says, finally, I have access to river ships, sea ships. I have an army now. Just whatever you need, it's yours. I'll have my steward draw up the paperwork. She's a nice risen girl. You know what? She'll be with you too. Effie's just gonna hold up a hand and say, let's just enjoy the rest of today and handle that when we have to. Otherwise, the party is treated to a very nice meal atop the city.
I'll top your city.
Oh!
And at this point, I've joined them. I take it.
Yeah, you coming to Calgaren Rise, like searching for them. You're not going to be able to get into this tower. You're going to be stopped. Like just tracking the remnants of the party. Like, hey, have you seen the Supreme Light? You know, have you seen like this super gorgeous person traveling around with these hodunk country people?
I take offense to that.
We're the
How
ugly
dare you?
motherfuckers.
I am from an island region. He's from the forest.
Anyways, you're going to be able to track where they went, but you're not going to be or allowed access into this tower.
Can I say I serve I work for Hipelry, and please send her the message to let me in.
All right. Yeah, they're gonna go relay that message for you. As all of this is happening with the party up top, is anyone doing anything?
Roman is
Just roaming around.
roaming around, baby. He's wherever he can get the best look at that goddamn beautiful ocean.
Yeah, this space up here is like a 30 by 20 platform, where it's not cramped with all of you guys up here. It's not a huge space where you can have privacy, but you can find a small corner to yourself and just overlook the railing. As you guys are sitting up here, a messenger is going to come for Hipelry, informing her that one of her servants is downstairs. And with Lyra's permission, Draelos is allowed to start climbing the tower. While this is happening, Lyra's conversation with Effie is going to peter out. As they were essentially just discussing adventures they'd been on together. It turns out back in the day, before Lyra was a Supreme Light, in very relatively recent years, Effie left the university and traveled the world as an adventurer for a short time. And they've had several adventures together. Lyra's attention is going to focus on Hipelry and say, you're going to have to tell me more about how you found this gem. Somebody who can see the future. That's something you only hear about from Northhold. Hipelry is going to shake her head and say, I'm not that interesting. Just, made a deal with a forest spirit by accident. Had my, and she's going to look to Urkus and say, what's it called? Time binding torn?
Sure.
And now I exist out of what you guys would normally call the, and she puts up her fingers and says, the now. Lyra is going to put down her eating utensils and say, yes, but how? Is there anyone else like you? She's going to shrug and say, Urkus is kind of like me, I suppose.
I'm just going to look at her like, what the hell?
Hipelry is going to look uncomfortable by this questioning, as she always does when somebody gets into this topic. And say, so you're friends with the Sky Queen? That's gotta be nice. Lyra's gonna lean back in her chair and say, hardly friends. Sarai's a fool and she's easy to manipulate.
How long have you and Effie known each other? Just gonna called her a fool, I'm assuming she doesn't have much to say.
Asking that, Lyra's going to look over at Effie and say, oh, I've got to math this myself.
Math it up.
Yeah. She's going to be counting numbers and say, what's it been, Effie, since I was 17? So it's been 16 years? A friendship like that doesn't simply fade. Effie, who is kind of taking the Roman Drake approach on the other railing, is gonna say back over her shoulder, "You'd be surprised." Lyra's going to lean back over to Roman and say, "We were relic hunting, found something worth quite a coin. My husband at the time was far more greedy than he should have been, and planned to..." And she runs her finger across her neck and says to Effie and I, Effie killed him inside of some runes. We had a falling out for a few years, but I'd like to say we're on the mends. Hopelry at this point is like leaned in intensely. She's going to say, "Could you tell us any more?" She doesn't really like to talk about herself. Lyra's going to say, "Yeah, where do I start?" And at this point, Effie's going to say, "Guys, we have a job that needs doing. I don't think we should..." And
guys, we have things that we actually need to do.
Dralos is going to join the party at this time. He's going to walk in.
Hey Sam, what's up?
Yeah, he's going to walk into this like luxurious dining experience in this like beautiful, majestic view of the lower city and then the ocean out in the distance.
I'm pretty dumb and pretty low charisma, so I'm gonna be like, "Damn, this place be dope." I'm not exactly refined.
I mean, none of us really are.
Yeah, I was about to say it's literally just maybe Hopelry, and barely, if that. As Dralos gets up here, and Effie starts gesturing for everyone to go, she's going to say, good, we're all here. Lyra's going to give us a ship, and with that, we can sell out. Yeah, Lyra's...
Man, I missed out on that dinner. Damn.
Lyra's going to stand up and say, "Wait, I'm a ship now?" Effie points and says, "I can't stand to be in your presence as you try and weave all of these strings again. Stop trying to tie people to you." She's going to raise a hand and say, "Ophelia, it's just don't call me that." She's going to say, "Effie, it's just politics. It's what I have to do." She points to the harbor and says, "What ship can we take?" Lyra is going to scratch her head and say, "Well, most of my sailors are deployed in Emirian right now on the rivers, but I do have a merchant vessel that I keep docked here." She is going to point to it. You guys aren't going to really be able to make out much about it from here. But she is going to say its name is the Ceaseless Setter. It's probably one of the fastest ships you'll see on the sea that's not any of those dangerous university craft.
I have to make sure to get my kitty cat before we go anywhere.
Yeah, we should. All right. Well, if we're setting sail soon, might want to double check and make sure we have equipment prepared.
Yeah, Effie looks at Lyra and says, "Is it stocked?" She smiles and says, "Of course it is." Effie is not going to leave you guys this time in her presence. She's going to look down at the ship and look back to Lyra and say, "I promised you one day, no more questions about me," she says to Hapelri, and says, when we're ready to go tonight, you better have a crew ready to sail us.
Crew?
I don't know how to do a boat. I don't know what boats are.
Well, we have Roman. He's a one-man crew.
Roman sails an entire merchant vessel by himself.
That's how good I am. It's the Drake family curse. We're too epic at boats. Until we sink and die.
Hapelri is going to say to Lyra, so while we were in town, we saw some letters from an important diplomat, Jin Prius Mari. Have you met with him? Lyra is going to nod and say, "Yeah, high elves. They're so annoying with how they look down on us. Just because our lives are short doesn't mean that they're not filled with meaning." As she says that, once again, her eyes go to Effie, who is ignoring this conversation entirely. If you guys are still just, standing here listening, Hapelri is going to prod her on and say, "Can you tell us anything about him?" Lyra is going to nod and say, "Yeah, his number 2 sends letters out across the Lil Nagai all the time, always communicating with all the members of the Sunya. But I met him in person for the first time when he came through Amirian. And she's gonna say, "What was he doing in Amirian?" She shrugs and says, "I don't know. He was traveling to the gift, which was why I ran into you guys, just trying to put together his tracks. It's not every day a high elf leaves Girion."
I thought he was High Council of Rion, not Girion.
Yes, a lot of people refer to Rion and Girion as the same place.
Oh.
Rion is a continent. Oh, actually, I can spell it for you. So, Girion and then Rion is the nation, so it's kind of like that. So a lot of people just kind of think, they're just basically the same place. Nothing else is on the entire continent except for, a temple and a... Oh, I'm sorry. Was that a response Drelo says out loud?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. She's gonna say, there's nothing else those elves have on the continent. That just might as well all be Girion. I mean, there's the Walkwater to the south, but there's nothing south of that.
Yeah, there is.
Roman says that?
Yeah.
She's going to chuckle lightly and say, "You've been to Girion? Please, tell me about it."
Oh, no, I haven't. But I know somebody who's from there.
Oh yeah.
That's where Nathan's from. She's from south of the Walkwater.
And once again, scrunching her eyes, Lyra's going to say, "There's nothing south of the Walkwater." And she looks to Effie and says, "Right?" Effie shakes her head and says, "Lyra, I've seen things across this entire continent. Things are changing." Lyra leans in and says, "Fascinating. Really, you guys truly are adventurers that have seen and done far more than I could imagine." Hapelri is going to prod her on and say, "So you were tracking this Lildorai and Old Reldian you were telling us?" Lyra's gonna nod and say, yes. And Hapelri's going to say, "Well, what did you find?" Lyra's going to shake her head and say, "Oh, well, that of course is classified. It's state secrets." Hapelri's going to nod and say, yes. Well, future me already knows, so I understand why that is classified.
Solid.
Lyra is going to say, yes, of course. I don't even know why I tried. She's going to go on to state and say, but I have no idea. I have no idea why when Rona was there or why he was there. But two Ilderon being in one place that's not Rion is a once-in-a-lifetime occurrence that requires looking into. Effie's going to exhale and say, "And you can't keep your nose out of other people's business, can you?" Lyra's going to look hurt and say, "After everything I've done for you, Effie." Huh. And she's going to look at Hapelri and say, "She'll come around." Hapelri nods and says, "Yeah, love's strange." She is going to look to the rest of the party and say, "Oh, we should probably go, right? This meal has been lovely. It was a good lunch, but, I mean, we've got to pack for our trip, of course."
Yeah.
Sounds good to me.
I should probably find some new armor.
As you guys suggest leaving, Lyra is going to stand up and point to Effie and say, "Ophelia, you promised me an entire day. Now come, I haven't even started discussing my son with you." Effie exhales and says, "All right, tell me about Balin."
You two enjoy your time together.
I get the feeling that that's like the one thing they're not gonna do.
Oh, I know.
Well, one of them will do it.
Yeah, Tristan can pick up that Lyra is pretty thirsty, and Effie ain't into that.
Oh, I don't think you need a 19 insight to pick up on the sheer amount of thirst.
Anyways.
All that water in the bay.
I'm
not
parched. Hear this woman.
Well, I mean, there could be a brothel in the city. Oh,
I mean,
fancy.
I'm good. It's make it a point.
No, I meant for Lyra.
Oh, yeah, I mean, she's got like 20 guards. This should be enough.
Yeah, it's like you guys leave, and then as you're walking down the stairs, you see Lyra falling past you. It's just like, oh, yeah. Well, she got thrown off. Anyways, as you guys are walking down, Hipelri is going to exhale and say, I knew lying would get her to uncover more, but I just needed to know which of the tales I was hearing was true. I'm sorry for dragging us up there.
What'd you find out?
She is going to count and say, is it, or she's going to put up her fingers and say, is it okay to tell the future, or do you only want to know what's going on now?
I'm just gonna look at everyone else and say, you guys think?
Am I gonna die on that boat?
Is that what Urkus asked?
No, Roman said
I'm
it.
sorry, is that what Roman asked? Is he gonna die in the
Yeah, it all kind of clicked. I was like, wait a minute, she told me way back when, like, hey, maybe you should stay off boats. And I'm like, oh, cool. Like, no, hun, I'm a sailor. And now we're about to get on a boat. So I'm like, am I gonna die on this boat?
Hold on. Am I dying?
She
Still from dead to dead.
she shakes her head and says, no, we don't ever have to even get on the boat. I mean, you can die on the boat if you want.
Oh, so
You got that option if you want.
I would
That's
like
such a millennial way to approach that. Oh, you could die if you want.
I mean,
so Dila's not in the darkened.
Hipelri is going to shake her head and say, Lyra is also a warmonger too.
you don't say.
Yeah. Yeah.
The only thing she shows more than her thirst is her force.
Alright then. Alright then, Helpelry. Where should we start looking?
Hipelri scratches her head and says, I know I'm kind of hard to trust sometimes, but I think north.
Actual north, or
like
some
Alien?
north you think is north?
Like Alien North?
She shakes her head and says, no, North Shore, north.
Is that still in the little guy, Brandon?
Yes, it is. North Shore was the town, is the town the Sky Queen is from, that Hipelri was trying to drag you guys to earlier for her fanaticism to see where the Sky Queen grew up at.
Where's...
Oh, I can
When
move
you
us
were
back to
trying-
the world map.
I was gonna ask her, like, so... while back when you were trying to lead us up north. Was it for this? Was just to save us this trip down here?
Hapelri is going to shake her head and say, no, I hear different things all the time. I sincerely have wanted to see North Shore ever since I was a little girl.
But now, that's where we should start.
She nods and is going to say, I think it's more convenient that if something did happen to Dila and whoever these people are captured her, they wouldn't be able to move her across the world. The second she's able to use magic, she's gone. It'd have to be someplace close to where she went missing at.
I mean, kind of makes sense, because it would be weird if they took her all the way to the other side of the world. Already. How long was it going?
I kind of feel like I'm along for the ride, so I want to kind of hold back and hear what everyone's saying. I'm not really contributing.
Yeah, as this conversation is happening, Jessica, who is there and has been really silent, is going to start putting all of this together and then say, are you saying there's a Shatterer inside of a Lilna guy? Hapelri is going to shrug and say, sometimes I'm wrong.
I'm gonna look at the others and say, well, what do you guys want to do? Want to get on the boat and quite possibly Roman might die. Or
go fight a Shatterer and Roman might die.
No, but then we all might die.
All things considered.
I would like to go kill something. Let's go after the Shatterer.
I was actually about to say the same thing.
Alright,
Believe it or not.
let's go kill the unkillable.
Well, I mean, she's
already dead.
She's died 3 times before.
She's been killed at least once.
Yeah,
before.
Let's
I think
kill her again.
A fourth time won't be but a chore.
Yeah, exactly. At this point,
grab
it's, you know...
Go grab Ryron, stab her, and turn into an unkillable, like a huge monster beast.
At this point, she won't even be surprised when she does. She'll just be like, oh, this again.
Damn it! It's Friday.
Looks at her watch. Oh, this is new. You're not an Ascended.
Derek, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
We'll be soon. Give us a minute.
It's been the longest shopping trip I've ever seen.
He's had some time to read. He's happy.
Yeah, I was about to, I was about to...
Books.
Yeah, I was about to call tonight's session, but also I've remembered that Alo is reading and where Alo is at. Alo is you can go ahead and I'll actually allow you to make a intelligence check on how much of this information, like, I'm already going to tell you, you know, everything you've learned from these books, but if you roll high on an intelligence check, I might tell you, or, you know, Alo might be able to read between the lines on some of them.
Can that just be straight intelligence or investigation?
I'll allow you either. If you're trained in investigation, go for it, or you can, you know, just roll the intelligence check.
I have guidance. It gives me a 1d4 on ability checks. Could I use that on this?
All right. Yeah, you can touch yourself. That is perfectly fine.
Self-love is important.
Look, we don't know what he's doing in the library.
Oh, baby.
Oh.
All right. So the first book I told you was a geography book.
Also, I was going to say I want to make some maps of areas that seem interesting to me. Just jot down some landmarks, some roads. If there's any dangers, try to mark those on the map as well.
All right. So the first thing I told you, as far as if it's the geography book, there we go. If it's dark outside, when you guys saw Dila, I'm drawing the path the sun takes across the world. That means she is either going to be somewhere in that region, or she's going to be in the Darkened Vale. Hilpelri pointed out that the furniture in the room was of Heimsdalian craft. The only fortress that would sit close to the Darkened Vale, that, you know, darkness would be somewhat as a thing, would be Fort Firerise. However, everything once you get past what's that word? East? Yeah, there we go. Once you get east of Fort Firerise is the ruins of the Kayak Empire. So architecture, you know, crafts and everything like that is drastically different past that fortress. Also for geography, the other thing he picks up is, and this is just, you know, what he base would have been reading, that was in between the lines there, the nation of Rion is that right there is the entirety of the nation. This oh, I should probably draw in a different color. This island is a island that the nation has allowed. These two islands are the only islands which people of all races and cultures can come and mix. This city is called New Alilland, which I hope I'm giving you the right city. Anyways, that's on the wiki though. That place is a port where any living person, Terai or not, can step foot on the shores of Rion, but they are not allowed past that city unless they are a high elf or in a marriage circle. Other than that, that island to the east is what I started off saying, is a island that the nation has allowed the forces of Nazaram to set up on. And it is a naval super base there for the Inner Sea. That's what you learn from the geography book. The Fect Inspector in the similarity of that one was you do see Jen Prius is mentioned in that book. The author of this book is very biased, and she's traveled the world and collected a large amount of stories and tales from different people and combined them into one work. She makes up half of them. So everything you can get from this book comes with a grain of salt. However, Jen Prius is mentioned throughout the book in that she has several times been following him throughout the world, and that he, from what she can gather, is the chosen diplomat of the High Council. And not only does he interact with the Sun Yith, instructing them, but he has also been to other such nations, such as Northold and Undar, which don't have any stake with the wills of Ililia, which is the religion he instructs and is a ambassador for. The entire nation, by the way, too, is built around the given will, or the spoken wills. The third book, what was the third book I told you got? I didn't write them down.
Oh, well, I asked about one, like specifically on Olivia or her history and kind of what she's done.
Oh yeah, the book of the Second Shattering.
That's right.
Yeah, so or not the Second Shattering, the Kayak Wars. So Olivia was a general within the or rather was started as a freedom fighter, met a god, became developed a new form of Terrai. From what you can tell about the Terrai, one of the worst things about the Second Shattering is Terrai, when they congregate in large spaces, or when lots of them congregate together, because they have no soul inside them, they're kind of always like a vacuum pulling on living things, and the more of them that are together, the more of them that pull. And this feeling sickens. Like when in great force, this feeling sickens people. And one of the hardest things about fighting the Second Shattering was that many forces, towns, and armies couldn't respond, because once the Terrai were marching on a town, everybody in the town was deathly sick, throwing up, vomiting, catching all types of diseases from, the now terrible conditions of the town, just by having, this massive amount of undead in one area. She developed a way to do this with, instead of, 1,000 Terrai marching on a town was normally the thing that would cause this. She developed a way to do it with just a handful. So she was paralyzing and crippling forces simply by moving her soldiers around the nation. That said, her methods have been absorbed by the Archblight, but never replicated. What exists of the things she's created exists of those that were not killed. Oh, and I'm trying to think.
I was just curious if there's anything that, I don't know, out of character, maybe my character knows or found out, like what brought her down the first time or what has killed her before.
The very first time she died, she was kidnapped and turned into a Terrai. The second time she died, a god sent her to the bottom of the ocean and thought that she had killed her there. However, the third time she was killed, her body was allegedly ground to dust and imprisoned underneath Ilil Nagai. And that was by the god Veilrear. Both times have been divine smites that have been her downfall.
And those smites like done by God, not just an ability some adventurer had?
Yeah. Both of those gods were adventurers, and then they died and came back as gods.
Okay. Was there any mention of any weaknesses she has, like, light or fire or water or anything like that?
Let me...
Well, apparently water did at one time.
Yeah.
Well, they thought it did. It didn't.
Well, kind of.
Yeah.
And we can't really drop an ocean on her, so maybe in small doses it might help, but maybe not.
If she has a weakness, it's probably emotional and not magical. If that makes sense.
So like psychological things?
Yeah. everything she's done in history has been for a deeply motivated reason. As far as, like, from what you can tell about the first shattering, it started as you know, her. I'm sorry, not the first shattering, the Kayak Wars. It started as, you know, her not wanting her people to be slaves, moved into revenge, moved into vengeance, then, you know, moved into reshaping the world.
And also something else, curious, like, what does a shattering look like? Like, I want my character to be able to look out if there's maybe another shattering underway, or, you know, what the beginning of a shattering would look like. Yeah, if there's like a sign of, you know, that going on, or if it's more of a, oh, we're going to call this event that happened 50 years ago a shattering. You know, is it something that's, okay, terror everywhere, this is a shattering, or if there's, you know, some indication that it's actually happening.
Yeah, it's hindsight. Basically, like World Wars, as you know, as they're going on. It's the World War I was called, you know, the Great War, and then afterwards, people were like, "Oh, that was World War One." That's
it's not like it's not like some person that like reaches up to the sky and boom, a shattering happens. It's more of a
it's more of a series of lots of events going on and on.
I'm probably worried that a shattering is underway, but there's no one event that's going to make that clear.
Yeah, exactly. What defines them is when a whole bunch of people die.
Gotcha. You also mentioned something about a book, like an anthropology.
Yes, the similarity. That was the second one I told you about.
Okay.
Anyways, go ahead.
You said Jen Frias was following somebody. I guess you mean the High Counselor Mora.
No. Fecton Spectre, and this I was talking about this earlier in the group chat. I dropped so many names on you guys, and I apologize for that. Fecton Spectre is the person who wrote the book, and I'll write her name out. She traveled the world and collected stories from many different people and combined them into this one tome of studying the different cultures of the world. And one of the people she mentions in the book consistently that she tried to get a story from is somebody named Genprius Mari. However, she never did collect a story from him.
What kind of car does he drive?
It is a Ferrari. It is a Toyota Ferrari.
Fake news.
But anyway,
Inspector followed Genprius around.
Yes, she claims she tracked him through Ililnagai, Undar, and Northold. It is common for him to be in contact with the Ililnagai, as it is part of his job as, you know, the ambassador of the First Council to since Emeria only interacts with the High Elves, he then takes, you know, her words and gives them to the rest of the world. And Emeria is the avatar of the god of the most powerful god in the world, or one of, you know, like the most popular god in the world. And it's common for him to interact with the Ililnagai because the whole country believes in the wills, and if you don't believe in the wills, they kill you. However, Undar and Northold have no stakes with the wills.
So he is
an ambassador, and they are a religious nation also.
Is that for which continent or which nation is he a part of?
He is a part of, I have it scribbled all over, Rion.
Oh, he's at Rion as well, okay.
Yes.
I don't really understand what the connection with him is. How does he fit into, like, the story and what we're interested in? Is there a connection yet? You
guys don't know. You just saw letters you just saw letters from his marriage circle on Olivia's desk.
Oh, I know for sure that was his family.
You asked about who. You asked about that marriage circle, and the Risen member told you it belonged to Jin Prius Mari. And I'm telling you, you're seeing mentions of Jin Prius in this book.
I didn't catch his first name. That's why I was confused. I thought more was somebody else.
Yeah. She referred to him as Master Mari.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I didn't realize his first name was Jin Frias. All right. That makes sense.
All good. And that's why I was telling you guys, they dropped like 50 bajillion names, and I'm being much more lenient with, if you guys don't remember these, I'm not going to hold it against you.
That's probably good.
Yeah.
These guys have a lot more history and backstory. I'm like, okay, yeah.
Yeah. And that's why I'm just like trying to go through everything right here. It was just anyways, as you're sitting here and reading, got time for one more event if you guys don't mind going to 10:30 real quick.
That's 5 minutes.
Because there is something walking into the inn. You're gonna notice those people that you saw last night checking into the university. Five adventurers are going to step in, and a man with one arm is going to approach Alo and say, my friend, we've been asking around. We're looking for a Hauzik. You know this man, yes?
I'm sorry. Hi, I'm Alo. How can I help you?
He nods, extending his one good arm to you, and says, "My name is Dixel. I'm looking for this man by the name of Hauzik. You know this man, yes?"
Well, if you want to go looking for somebody, I'd be happy to help you find him. What do you need to tell this guy?
He's going to smile, placing a hand on Alo's shoulder, and says, "I come bearing the gift of his sister, his long-lost sister, come to find him. We are friends."
Is his sister with him?
Yeah, he gestures to the people behind him and says, "This is Tessia, Anita, his sister, Thyri, his sister, and Miali. She swings sword good. Me apprentice."
Really, Moon. Hey, sis.
Ladies, sit down. I will be happy to show you to Hauzik when he returns. Thank you, Drexel. You safe travels on your way. Goodbye now.
He shakes his head and says, No, friend. You lead us to him."
Can you not see me sitting here reading? I'll make sure they meet up with him, though. They're safe with me. Good day, Drexel.
He's going to take a seat next to you and say, "Well, then we become good friends then. Tell me, of this book you read it well, yes?"
I just sigh very loudly and for a very long time. Like, please, don't bother me. I'll make sure that they made up with Hauzik. You're relieved of your duties. Good day.
He shakes his head and says, "Is not duties we are relieved of. We've come to recruit Hauzik, you say."
Okay, when he returns, if I run into him, how can he find you?
He's going to say, "We're staying at the university. Hauzik works here, yes?"
I have no idea who works where. The only thing I'm interested right now is this book. If the ladies want to stay with me, I would be happy to entertain them. but I have nothing else to say to you, friend.
He looks at you with at both of your hands and says, "Fingers. Fingers are good. Yes, I like fingers."
Okay, this is going places.
Does he lick his lips a little bit and?
No, he does not. And he gestures, or he calls out to the other people there with him and says, "We wait for Halzakia 2 hours, and then we have job to do."
I'm gonna look to the girls and say, "This guy a friend of yours? Are you guys comfortable with him?"
Help me out here. What's happening?
They're all going to nod and say, "He's not from here, but yes, he's in charge of our adventuring guild."
Alright, y'all are free to wait wherever you want. Just don't bother me unless you have something relevant. You know of Olivia? Any of you.
Hey, you know what? We'll just go ahead and roll 5 insight dice and Raheem is going to say, or he's going to throw his arm around Dralos, his only arm, and say, "En Radifil Hill and Thel Hillar, Lord and Dixel, they tell a story of her. She is boogeymen that come at night to take you away. Our young fear her."
Okay, that's pretty common knowledge. Okay, if y'all could just be quiet, that would be perfect.
He's going to go on and say, "My master, greatest swordsman in the world, he's seen her."
Oh, really? What is this swordsman's name?
Quinellin Radifil Hill Nel Anthelar. Hey, you guys believe I said that without messing it up. It is exactly as it sounds.
Is he at the university?
Kind of like that one time that I gave you an NPC in one of my campaigns whose name was Ajiki Filkiati.
Yes. I was just like, what?
And that was his first name?
He's going to shake his head and says, No, the desert sword is in the desert. Desert sword cannot leave the desert.
Which desert?
The desert around Darken Vale, by any chance?
Yeah, he gestures and says, "The desert. You ever want to learn swordplay? Raheem is better. Learned for many years."
Do I know if that's the only desert, or are there other deserts you could be speaking of?
Yeah, that's the only desert you know of.
Yeah, it's a good ways away from here. Maybe one day I'll swing by there, because I'm obviously a huge swordsman myself. I've looked down my book again.
Also, super busy right now. Read the book.
All right, we're gonna end there, and we'll pick up with the party returning to the inn.
Hopefully, House will be here with us next time.
Yeah.
I thought we had already got him there. Like, how did Raheem put his arm around me?
No, he put it around Alo.
Oh, yeah, I would not respond to that word. Shove him off and look at him crazy.
Yeah, when he did that, I feel like your character would just be like, "You fucking plebe, you touched me."
My good sir, do not touch the robes, please. Thank you.
I bite my thumb in your general direction.
Yeah, a lot of thumb biting going on.
Anyways, we're gonna end there. There is a old Low Lake saying that says, always respect the one-armed swordsman, because the person who took the arm is probably dead. So.
It's like Shanks from One Piece.
Yeah, that guy's a badass.
Anyways, for tonight, big story stuff. kind of had to rearrange the session on the fly because, you know, that finding out Jordan was not going to be here tonight, and just kind of planning a Halsik night of just like, Halsik hasn't had any love. And,
I'll have to make sure I get Jordan.
Trader's not going to get any either.
Yeah, next week's not going to be a Halsik night, you know. We're done with that. We tried it once, so... anyways, I'm trying to think of all the events that happened tonight. You guys, saw, most of Lyra's game plan. Good props on the, you know, seeing the head, and the chest and everything there, because that was just going to be something, Effie...
All over chest? Oh, yeah.
Or no, the head and the chest. That was just going to be something Effie had, like, stashed in her room or something somewhere that the party, you know, eventually finds. It's like, hey, Effie, why do you have... But, anyways, the way that it played out, was interesting. You guys let it go a lot further than, you know, I thought you would, so... anyways, so... 2 events... I'm gonna give you... also, Genprius and the Scrying, and allowing Hipelry to question Lyra and find out her half of it. 4 major events tonight, as far as storyline goes, and am I forgetting anything? I don't think I am.
I did some great gambling. Do I get a little extra?
No, but I will give you inspiration for getting the poisons from Minmore. And it's like, yeah, of course I'll put in a good word with you.
Cool.
Wait, I thought it was the explosive stuff he had.
Yeah, that is Minmore's death candle sludge that you have. Yeah, don't shake it.
Seems fine.
Do not shake. Yeah, I think that's everything for tonight. 2,000 4 times 400, 1,200 or 1,600 experience for tonight. And your guys' next session is going to be on the 31st, and I would like to bet, and I'm going to say this off stream. Thank you for anybody watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the session.